To test whether the prisoner was pretending to be dead, the warden actually burned the soles of his feet with a flame. But after burning for a long time, the prisoner showed no reaction. So, the warden ordered his men to throw the body into the sea. The guards covered the body with a shroud, planning to deal with it after they finished eating. All of this was seen by another prisoner in the tunnel. After the guards left, the man immediately crawled out. Looking at the body in front of him, he thought of himself. And then, he had a bold idea. First, he prayed for a while, then quickly tore open the body bag, dragged the old man's body to his own cell, placed it on the bed, and arranged it in a sleeping position. He cut off his own hair and stuck it on the old man's head to make him look more like himself. Then he crawled back to the old man's cell and sewed himself into the body bag before the guards came back. Soon, the guards came back after finishing their meal. Although they felt the body was a little heavier when they lifted it, they didn't suspect anything and didn't open the shroud. To be on the safe side, they tied an iron ball to the body's ankle and then threw it into the sea. The man took out a small knife he had prepared in advance, cut a slit in the body bag, and struggled out of it. He untied the iron ball and swam towards the light with all his might. After being wrongfully imprisoned for 14 years, the man finally escaped. But the danger was not over yet. He had to swim to the shore before the guards discovered anything. On the other side, when the guards came to deliver food, they got no response from the man. When they got closer, they were horrified to find that the old man, whose body had been thrown into the sea, was lying in the bed. The warden ordered his men to move the bed and discovered the tunnel between the two cells. It was then that he realized the man had escaped. But it was already too late. The man had reached the shore and fled. To avoid drawing attention on his way, he sneaked into a farmhouse and changed out of his humiliating prison uniform. Unintentionally, he caught sight of his own unfamiliar face in the mirror. 14 years of imprisonment had made him forget what he looked like. A few days later, relying on his vague memory, he finally returned to the small town where he had lived. But he was shocked to learn that his father had passed away several years ago, and his grave was in the church up ahead. This news instantly wiped away the joy of his return home. He walked towards the cemetery in disbelief. It was only when he saw his father's tombstone that he realized how much his family had suffered because of his imprisonment. The priest said his father had died of depression, and the tombstone next to it was his own, with the death date being the year he was imprisoned. This meant that the person who had framed him had never intended for him to be released. After leaving the cemetery, he went to his fiancée's house, only to find out that she had married someone else shortly after he was imprisoned, and it was the very person who had framed him. From that moment on, the man embarked on his path of revenge.